South Africa is one freaky place. I'm the Saipan sailor. Stick around. I'll tell you about it. Yeah, Durban, South Africa. Durban. That's a place every sailor needs to stop at least once in his career. The events that took place there are a bit bizarre. We pulled in to Durban. It was early in the morning. I don't know. We got called out, all hands, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. And as soon as we got out there, I was back aft running a winch. It started pouring down rain, and it was freezing cold rain. We were getting hammered, and the deck was flooded, so our shoes and socks were drenched. I mean, every inch of us was just soaked to the bone. And it took a good 2 or 3 hours to tie up. And the minute we were finished, okay, I mean, even within seconds after we were finished, we got knocked off, it stopped raining and the sun came out just like that. And I'm looking up and I'm going, all right, very funny. I mean, we were we were drenched. That night, I went ashore, got into a cab to take me out to one of the. They had a lot of discos there, I heard. But take me to one of the discos. The cab driver was this big fella from India. I mean, he was big and built. So we start riding through town. And we got to a section of town. He slowed down. He said, "This part of town?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Look around." He says, "There's lots of robbers here." I says, "Oh yeah?" He says, "Oh yeah, but don't worry. If there's any trouble, we're protected." And he pulls out this cannon of a pistol. And I looked at that and I said, "Well, I hope we don't run into trouble. I hate to see somebody die today. It's not really why I went ashore. And he started laughing and put his pistol away. I went out, had a great time. But the next morning, I get out of the wreck. This was on one of the Cape Eyes, one of the Crawley ships. The Cape, I think the Cape Island, the Cape Island. I got up the next morning. I went into the lounge. The lounge was right outside my room. Beautiful lounge. That ship was a beautiful. Those were beautiful ships. The lounge was huge. Had beautiful couches. Everything had a flat screen TV with a surround system that I installed for them. They had a Bunamatic coffee maker with piped in water and a fridge where we kept the coffee and everything. So I made a pot of coffee. Well, I didn't notice, but I heard a little stirring and I turned around and Hold on a second. I got ahead of myself. The next day, okay, everybody was talking about what they did ashore. And the bosun, the guy who runs the deck department, the unlicensed guy, he didn't go ashore the night before, but he was listening to everybody, and he finally speaks up and he goes, you guys don't know what you're doing. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ashore tonight, and I'm going to show you all how it's done. Well, yeah, he went ashore. All right. I don't remember if I went ashore that night or not. I probably did. Uh, but I got up the next day, and I went in the lounge, and I was making coffee. And I heard somebody in there sitting up on a couch, and it was the bosun. He was sleeping on the couch, on the settee. And I said, this is about 6:30 in the morning. I said, what are you doing sleeping in here? And he said, well, I lost my keys. Oh, okay. Well, I was groggy. I didn't feel like talking. I was waiting for the coffee to get made so I can make a cup. I grabbed my coffee, went outside, and had a seat. The story that unfolded about him, the bosun, that day, throughout the day, was freaking pretty bizarre. For whatever, I didn't hear it from him firsthand. I mean, everybody was talking, you know. So this is what I heard. He had went ashore. He went out to one of those disco clubs, and he said he picked up two women. They went to a hotel, okay, and he broke one of the golden rules. He fell asleep. Strange town, strange people. One thing you don't do is you don't pass out. And when he woke up, I don't remember, I know they took all his money and his keys, everything that was in his pockets. I'm not even sure if they left his clothes. Now, how he managed to get a taxi, bring him back to the ship is anybody's guess. It was in the middle of the night. Somebody felt sorry for him. But he said, on the way back to the ship, the taxi had gone over a wide series of railroad tracks and stalled in the middle of the railroad tracks. And he said there was a train coming. The train couldn't stop in time, caught the fender of the cab, the back fender, and he said it dragged them guys maybe 50, 100 feet before the train came to a stop. He said it was going slow anyway. Now, I'm listening to all this, okay? This, from a guy that was going to go ashore and show everybody how it was done. We laughed like hell about that pretty much the rest of the trip home. I remember riding with somebody. I think I went ashore again. I was riding with somebody. He wanted to go to the liquor store. I said, fine, go to the liquor store. I'll sit and wait in the car. This was during the day. It was daylight. We got the liquor store, and there were two guards. They weren't just your average guardsmen. These guys wore military fatigues. And they were carrying automatic rifles, and they looked serious. They were guarding the store. And I thought, Jesus, you know. He went in, bought his booze, and we went back to the ship. And that pretty much sums it up for Durban, South Africa. So if you ever go there, enjoy the experience. Because I know it's going to be just as bizarre as the one we had. I'm the Saipan Sailor. Clear skies and calm seas, everybody. Until the next segment.